Welcome back into the Sports Drive, everyone. I am your host, Riley Robinson, and now we have Canadians head football coach on with us, Coach Keating. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for joining us. And your team has just been astounding so far, especially in this playoff run. Not only have y'all won the past two playoff games, but y'all have won big. So, what has impressed you about your team those past two games?
Oh, our offensive and defensive lines have really been really impressive, and I think that's what's made us go on both sides of the ball. And you know, we started off the year a little bit, stumbled out of the gate a little bit, and lost a couple games early, but ever since then, our guys have just been getting better each week, and they're really playing at a high level right now, and excited to be in the playoffs still.
And then, speaking of one of those guys kind of playing at a high level right there, you have Cameron Cavalier. He's getting things done for you, especially this past game versus early. He had multiple touchdown passes, rushing touchdowns. So, what have you seen in his ability to lead that offense so well?
Wow, I mean, he's been unbelievable. In the past we haven't really run our quarterbacks very much, but we're running him a lot, and he's doing a really good job at it too. He's a real weapon, and like you said, he can run it, he can throw it, and equally, and that's a hard to stop. So, but real proud of him and everything he's done this year for sure. And again, our offensive line has just been unbelievable too. So that's been a big help for sure.
And then Cavalier, obviously, a huge part of that team on the field. Have you seen his leadership along with a lot of other these seniors' leadership just with those younger guys on your team this year?
Yeah, Cameron was our starting quarterback as a sophomore, and then he's a junior this year, but man, he really matured a lot, and he's just doing some really great things. His whole family has been around coaching. His granddad, his dad's our defensive coordinator, and so he knows what it's all about and everything. So real smart kid, and glad we have him.
And then you have a great, all around, just great offense, though. So passing, rushing, you have wide receiver Preston Miller averaging about 100-ish yards a game there. Obviously, Cavalier. And then Caden Crooks coming in there as well. So how's that offense gotten to be just so powerful?
Well, I mean, we have really have three really good running backs, and that's not counting Cameron too. So, and then with our offensive line, that's been it's our rushing attack has been really hard to stop. So, but you know we're gonna it's gonna help us get hopefully get where we want to be.
And then defense is just as impressive as your offense, holding all district opponents combined to only 51 points in the regular season. So, what do you have to speak about just the performance you've seen from that side of the ball?
Yeah, on defense, last year we had some issues in the secondary, and our secondaries stepped up all through the district games and the whole season really, and but our defensive front has really been great. Just stopping the run. People have had a hard time running the ball on us because of our defensive line. So, but you know, it's going well.
And then just overall, who are some of those players that might not get that recognition on the stat book, like we talked about some of your running backs and stuff, but are
Yeah,
a vital part to either side of your team?
yeah. Some of our linemen are um, Corbin Throgmorton. Javier Cardenas, Trip Mills, Dylan Leach, and these are the guys that they don't get all the attention and everything, but they're really doing a good job. And both of them are pretty much playing both sides of the ball too. So, um, but they're really good kids. This has been a really fun group to work with. These guys, that they play for each other and get along with each other, and man, it's been a fun year coaching these guys, and I know all the other coaches are enjoying it too. So, and we're just trying to stay alive, and keep playing and try and get where we want to really be at the end. So, but we're gonna we got a tough game with Spearman. I mean they're they were in our district. We've already played them before, but when I watched them play Abernathy, they were a whole different team. So, it's we're gonna have to be at our best on Friday. To go ahead and go to another round.
Speaking of Spearman in that matchup, yes, y'all did take care of business in the regular season when y'all went head to head with them. But as you mentioned, they're doing really well this postseason. They've won big the past two games, and they have changed their offense up a little bit probably since the last time that y'all have seen them. So, what is it just scouting them out, and how have y'all been preparing for that game, and what do you like about that matchup coming up Friday?
Well, it's always a good game with us in Spearman. And it's a pretty much a rivalry game for us. It always has been for ever since I've been here. So Spearman and Canadian going against each other. So, but you know, it's a new game, and we've just been telling our kids forget about that last game that we played. This is a different team, and so we're just gonna have to make sure we take care of business.
And how do you prevent your guys just from, because it can be kind of easy, like you said, forget about the last game, but y'all did win 42-3, so almost a 40-point margin there. So how do you prevent your guys, and what do you tell them, especially before heading into this game Friday, just to not be comfortable and to still take this just as seriously as any other game you've played?
Yeah, I think our kids are you know, we definitely told them that, several times about, don't forget about that last game,
Mm-hmm.
and they're probably getting sick of hearing it, um, but I think they get it, and I think they'll come out and play really well. So, it's going to be exciting. It's
And
going to be
then
cold
two,
too.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
It's going to be cold too.
Oh, I can
Yeah,
only seriously.
yeah,
Our weather guy, I swear, I went up to him and I said, a couple days ago you told me it was going to be, nice weather Thanksgiving weekend, and now it's supposed to snow. I
yeah,
was so confused, but yeah,
yeah.
it's going to be a chilly one Friday for sure.
Yeah. We played in some or last week was cold also though, so it
Oh
was about
yeah.
35 degrees when we were playing. So we're used to it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be, I swear, in the Texas
Yeah.
Panhandle for sure. But another question for you, Coach. So 2 years ago, y'all came out first in the district. Last year, you kind of fell short, got that second spot in the regular season district play. But this year, you came back on top. So do you feel like that's an extra motivational push? Finally coming back on top from 2 years ago to be able to go into the playoffs.
Yeah, that was, kind of a disappointment last year in a way, just that we didn't make it as far as we wanted to go, but we one of the important things for us is to win district, and that's very important to us, and once we won district, I feel like our kids that they really fed off that, and are really playing really good football right now.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach, for joining us on the Sports Drive today. And good luck Friday when y'all take on Spearman.
Okay, sorry I was such a problem on the on, on the
You're fine. You're
no,
totally fine.
all right, okay. I'm
Thank you
glad,
so much.
glad I got to visit with you.
Of course. And we'll be right back on the Sports Drive.
Okay, thank you.